There is a specific feeling that I know you are familiar with, a feeling that likely haunts the background of your life like a low-grade fever. It is the feeling of being in a Chinese finger trap, you know those little woven toys? You put your fingers in both ends, and the harder you pull to get them out, the tighter the trap becomes. The more you struggle, the more you are crushed. The only way to get your fingers out is to do the one thing that feels completely counterintuitive. You have to push in. You have to relax. You have to let go. Life is exactly like that trap, and right now, most of you are pulling. You are pulling at your career, desperate for it to move faster. You are pulling at your relationships, desperate for them to be secure. You are pulling at your own self-image, desperate to be seen as successful, attractive, or intelligent. You are living with a clenched jaw and a tightened chest, convinced that if you just stress enough, if you just overthink, enough if you just grip the steering wheel of your life hard enough, you will finally get where you want to go. But look around you. Look at your own history. Has the anxiety ever actually helped? Has the sleepless night ever actually prevented the bad outcome? Has the desperation ever actually made someone fall in love with you, or has it done the opposite? There's a paradox at the heart of the human experience, a strange rule that seems to govern the universe. It is this: the more you chase something, the faster it runs away. The more you try to force people to like you, the less they respect you. The more you obsess over falling asleep, the more awake you become. This is the great irony of our existence. We live in a culture that worships effort. We are told to grind, to hustle, to obsess, to manifest. We are told that caring is the ultimate virtue. But I am here to tell you that your caring is not a virtue. It is a vice. In fact, your attachment to the outcome is the single heaviest weight you are carrying. It is the anchor that is dragging you to the bottom of the ocean. Today, we are going to talk about the art of detachment. And I want to be very clear about what this is. This is not about apathy. This is not about sitting on the couch and doing nothing. This is not about becoming a cold, unfeeling robot. This is about understanding the physics of reality. This is about learning how to stop swimming upstream against a violent current and learning how to turn your boat around and let the river carry you. This is about the difference between a desperate amateur who flails in the water and drowns, and the master swimmer who moves with the water and floats. If you are tired, not just physically tired, but soul tired if you are exhausted from the constant oscillation between hope and fear, between anxiety and relief, then this conversation is for you. We are going to dismantle the psychological machinery that keeps you stuck in the finger trap, and we are going to learn how to finally, truly let go. To understand why we are so attached, we first have to understand the philosophy of the backward law. The philosopher Alan Watts, who brought Eastern wisdom to the West in the mid-20th century, spoke about this endlessly. He said, when you try to stay on the surface of the water, you sink. But when you try to sink, you float. Think about the mechanics of that. When you are terrified of drowning, you thrash. You wave your arms, you gasp for air, and what happens? You swallow water. You exhaust your oxygen. You sink. But if you relax your lungs, if you lean back, if you trust the physics of the water holds you up. The universe operates on the same principle. When you trust it, it holds you. When you fight it, it breaks you. But we are terrified to trust it. We have been conditioned since childhood to believe that worry is a form of work. Think about your parents. Think about how they showed love. For many of us, our parents showed love through worry. Call me when you get there. Be careful. Did you study? We learned that worrying about someone is how you show you care about them. And so we started to worry about ourselves. We started to believe that if we weren't stressed about an exam, we would fail. If we weren't anxious about a job interview, we wouldn't get it. We developed a superstition that anxiety is the fuel of success. But anxiety is not fuel. Anxiety is friction. Imagine driving your car with the emergency brake pulled up. Can you still drive? Yes, but you have to push the gas pedal to the floor. The engine screams. The tires smoke. You burn through fuel at twice the rate, and you move half as fast. That is what you are doing when you live with attachment. You are driving with the emotional brake on. You are burning out your adrenals, your nervous system, and your mental clarity, all because you believe that the brake is keeping you safe. We cling to outcomes because we are trying to fill a void. This is the root of the pathology. We operate on a conditional model of happiness. We tell ourselves stories that start with the word if. I will be happy if I get the promotion. I will be worth something if I have a partner. I will be secure if I have $1 million in the bank. Do you see what you are doing? You are outsourcing your soul. You are taking your internal state, your peace, your joy, your self-worth, and you are placing it in the hands of external agents. You are giving the keys to your happiness to your boss, to the stock market, to a person you went on one date with, to the algorithm of a social media app. And because you have handed over the keys, you are now terrified. You have to watch those people like a hawk. You have to control them. You have to manipulate them. You enter a state of hypervigilance. Hypervigilance is a biological state where your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight. You are constantly scanning the horizon for threats. You analyze every text message for hidden tones. You replay every conversation looking for mistakes. You check your email at 11 p.m. because you are afraid of a crisis. This is not living. This is surviving. You are acting like a soldier in a war zone, but there is no war. There is only life, and life was never meant to be a war. It was meant to be a dance. So, how do we stop the war? How do we retrieve the keys to our happiness? We have to go back to the ancient Stoics. 2,000 years ago, a slave named Epictetus became one of the greatest philosophers in Rome. As a slave, he had no control over his body. He had no control over his property. He could be beaten or killed on a whim, and yet he was free. How? Because he mastered the dichotomy of control. This is the razor that cuts through the chains of attachment. Epictetus taught that the world is divided into two categories: things that are up to us and things that are not up to us. It sounds simple, almost childishly simple, but if you actually apply it, it is radical. What is up to us? Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our own actions, our integrity, our effort. What is not up to us? Everything else, our bodies because we can get sick or age, our property because it can be stolen or destroyed, our reputation because that exists in the minds of others, the economy, the traffic, the weather, the past, the future. The vast majority of your suffering comes from a single error in judgment. You are trying to control the second category. You are trying to control what is not up to you. You are screaming at the traffic. You are angry at the weather. You are devastated by a comment someone made about you. When you try to control the uncontrollable, you become a slave. If your peace of mind depends on your partner never changing, you are a slave to your partner. If your confidence depends on winning every time, you are a slave to circumstance. The master of detachment looks at the world and draws a circle around his own feet. He says, I am the god of this circle. Inside this circle, I control my effort, my attitude, and my response. Everything outside this circle is none of my business. This implies a level of coldness to some people, but it is actually the most loving thing you can do. Think about a relationship. When you are attached, you are not loving the person. You are consuming them. You need them to behave in a certain way to make you feel safe. You become jealous, possessive, and controlling. You are saying, you must fit into the script I have written for you. That is not love. That is hostage-taking. Detachment allows you to look at the person and say, I love you as you are. You are free to stay, and you are free to go. You are free to be yourself, because my happiness does not depend on your compliance. That is a dangerous level of freedom. It makes you magnetic. People run away from neediness, but they run toward freedom. When you no longer need people to validate you, you become a sanctuary for them. You become the one person in their life who isn't trying to take something from them. Let us apply this to the thing that keeps most of you awake at night: the spotlight effect. We are social animals. We evolved in tribes of 50 to 150 people. In the ancient world, if the tribe rejected you, you died. If you were exiled, you starved or were eaten by predators. So we evolved a brain that treats social embarrassment as a death threat. When you walk into a room and feel like everyone is judging your outfit, or when you speak up in a meeting and your voice cracks, your brain floods with cortisol. It screams, danger, they are judging you, you will be exiled. But we do not live in the tribe anymore. We live in a world of 8 billion people. And the truth, the liberating, slightly insulting truth is that nobody is thinking about you. They are not obsessed with your awkward comment. They are not analyzing your career path. They are not judging your car. Why? Because they are too busy worrying about what you think of them. We are all walking around trapped in our own private movies, starring as the main character. Everyone else is just an extra in the background. When you realize that you are just an NPC and non-player character in everyone else's life, you become free. You can fail, and people will forget by lunch. You can post a video, and people will scroll past. You can start the business and go bankrupt, and the world will keep spinning. This realization allows you to detach from reputation. Reputation is a ghost. It is a story told by other people. It is smoke. You cannot hold it. You cannot control it. You can be a saint, and someone will still hate you. You can be a villain, and someone will still love you. Character is what you do in the dark when nobody is watching. Reputation is just the gossip in the light. If you focus on your character, you are on solid ground. If you focus on your reputation, you are building a castle on a cloud. Now, we have to talk about how this applies to your ambition. I know what you are thinking. If I detach, won't I become lazy? If I don't obsess over the goal, how will I achieve it? This is the myth of the grind. We are taught to be goal-oriented. I want you to burn that phrase from your vocabulary. Do not be goal-oriented. Be system-oriented. When you are obsessed with the goal, the outcome, you are living in a binary state of failure. Let's say your goal is to make $1 million. Until you have exactly $1 million, you are a failure. Every day you wake up with $500,000 or $800,000, you feel less than. You are deferring your happiness to a future date. And the tragedy is, when you hit the million, the dopamine hit lasts for about an hour, maybe a day. And then the hedonic treadmill kicks in, and you set the goal to 10 million. You spend your entire life chasing a horizon that moves every time you step toward it. The archer does not focus on the target. This is the classic lesson of Zen archery. If the archer is staring at the bullseye, thinking, I must hit this, I must win the prize, everyone is watching, his muscles will tense, his breath will be shallow, his hand will shake. He is attached to the outcome, and that attachment ruins his performance. The master archer focuses on the process. He focuses on his stance. He focuses on the knock of the arrow against the string. He focuses on the expansion of his chest. He focuses on the release. He knows that if the process is perfect, the arrow will find the target on its own. He is indifferent to the bullseye because he is consumed by the technique. This is what creates outcome independence. In business, in sales, in dating, the person with the most leverage is the person who needs the deal the least. We have all smelled desperation on someone. A salesperson who talks too fast, who pushes too hard, who agrees with everything you say. Do you buy from them? No, you recoil. You don't trust them. You feel like they are trying to extract something from you. Now imagine the person who is detached. They sit back. They listen. They say, here's what I can offer. It might be right for you, it might not. If it's not, that's totally fine. Suddenly you lean in, you trust them. Because they are not trying to take, they are offering. They are operating from a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. They know that if this deal doesn't work, another one will. If this date doesn't work, another one will. This brings us to the Taoist concept of Wu Wei. It is often translated as effortless action. But a better translation might be action in accordance with the flow. Think of water. Water is the softest substance on Earth, yet it carves through the hardest rock. The Grand Canyon was carved by water. How? Not by force, not by struggle, but by persistence and flow. When water meets an obstacle, a rock in the river, it does not stop and argue with the rock. It does not get angry at the rock, it flows around it. It finds the path of least resistance. And eventually the rock wears down. Most of us are not like water. We are like rocks crashing against other rocks. We try to force reality to bend to our will. We try to force a career path that isn't working. We try to force a relationship that is dead. We are exhausted because we are fighting the current. Detachment is the art of lifting your oars out of the water and realizing that the river is already going where you want to go. You just have to steer. So how do we actually do this? How do we move this from a philosophical concept into a somatic, physical reality? Because attachment lives in the body. It lives in the tight shoulders, the shallow breath, the clenched gut. The first step is what I call the cosmic zoom. When you are stressed, your vision narrows. You get tunnel vision. The only thing that exists in the universe is your problem. The unpaid bill, the awkward text, the deadline. You need to forcibly widen the lens. I want you to imagine pulling the camera back. Pull it back out of your room, out of your house. Above your city, see the grid of lights. See the millions of people. each with their own heartbreaks and dreams. Pull back further. See the curve of the earth. See the silence of space. See the galaxy, a spiral of 100 billion stars. From this vantage point, look at your problem. It is invisible. It is dust. You are a tiny biological organism on a spinning rock in a random corner of the universe, existing for a blink of an eye. It is meant to crush your ego. Because your ego, your self-importance, is the thing that is carrying the weight. When you realize how small you are, you realize that your embarrassment doesn't matter. Your failure doesn't matter. You are free to play. You are free to take risks. Life stops being a courtroom and starts being a playground. The second step is the practice of Amor, Fati. This is Latin for love your fate. This was the formula for greatness according to Friedrich Nietzsche. He said that a great human being does not just bear what happens to them. They do not just endure it, they love it. This is the ultimate form of detachment. It is looking at the worst thing that happens to you and saying, good, you lost your job? Good, you were stagnating anyway. Now you have the pressure you needed to start your own business. You got dumped? Good, you were losing yourself in that relationship. Now you have the space to find yourself again. You got sick? Good, it is a reminder of your mortality. Now you will stop wasting time. When you practice Amor Fati, you become invincible. How can life defeat you if you accept everything it gives you as a gift? How can you lose if every obstacle is just fuel for the fire? You stop being a victim of circumstance and you become the alchemist of circumstance. You turn the lead of suffering into the gold of wisdom. The third step is a simple meditation I call the release. Throughout your day, you will feel the contraction. You will feel the no, the resistance to reality. The traffic is slow and you clench. The internet is down and you clench. Catch yourself. In that moment, take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders, physically let them fall, unclench your jaw, and say the mantra, it is what it is. It is what it is. This is not resignation. It is acceptance. It is acknowledging the reality of the moment so that you can work with it rather than fighting against it. You cannot change the traffic by being angry. You can only change your blood pressure. Detachment is the ultimate superpower because it creates space. When you are attached, your mind is full. It is full of noise, worry, planning, and fear. There is no room for intuition. There is no room for creativity. There is no room for joy. When you detach, you empty the cup. And only an empty cup can be filled. When you stop trying to control the future, you can finally be present in the now. And the now is the only place where life actually happens. The past is a memory trace in your neurons. The future is a hallucination you are projecting. There is only this breath, this sensation, this moment. I want you to imagine that you are carrying a backpack. You have been carrying it for 10, 20, maybe 30 years. Inside this backpack are rocks. Each rock has a name. One rock is what my parents think of me. One rock is the need to be rich. One rock is my past mistakes. One rock is my fear of being alone. You have carried this weight for so long that you have forgotten it is there. You think the heaviness is just what life feels like. You think the exhaustion is normal. But I'm here to tell you that you can put the backpack down. Nobody is forcing you to carry it. The universe acts as a mirror. If you hold on, it holds on. If you let go, it lets go. Imagine unbuckling the straps. Feel the weight slide off your shoulders. Feel the sudden lightness. Feel the gravity change. You are still here. You are still you. You still have your ambition, your skills, your capacity to love. But the desperate need is gone. The heavy I must is gone. You are walking lighter. You are moving like water. You are the archer who shoots without looking. You are the swimmer who floats. This is the art of detachment. It is the art of coming home to yourself. So I have a challenge for you. This is not a passive lecture. This is an active practice. I want you to pick one thing in your life right now that is causing you pain. One thing you are gripping too tightly. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's an image of who you think you should be. I want you to close your eyes, visualize that thing, and consciously open your hands. Visualize the string connecting you to it dissolving. Say to yourself, I will do my best, and I surrender the outcome. And then I want you to go to the comments section. This is important because it solidifies the intent. I want you to write 3 words. I am detached. Leave the weight there. Leave the worry there. Don't pick it back up when you leave this video. Let it stay in the digital void. If you are ready to live a life of high intention and low attachment, subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of people who are waking up from the trance of anxiety. The finger trap only holds you as long as you pull. Relax. Let go. And watch how the world opens up for you.